Hi everybody, Jeremy here. Hey, I just wanted to do an explanatory video to describe a little bit of stuff that we're doing within our services. So, hosts and speakers and worship leaders and sound, AV, just so you guys are a little bit in the loop more about what we're thinking with the service to help us all work in together and make sure they flow and stuff really well. So, what I want to do is just explain some of the thinking behind, particularly the start of the service and why we're thinking that way and how that has an effect within our service. So the plan is, at least for the next wee while, each week will be like this: is musicians up at 9:25 and playing background music, and the big reason behind that is so that people visually and auditory hear that there's something going on in the audi and encourages people to move through into that space. About 9:28, encourage the host to get up and just go, encourage people to kind of come in. Say, come on, service is about to start, come and grab your seats. That will catch the people in the Audi, but we won't have it this coming Sunday, but we are getting a sound bar that will go into the concourse area. So the sound of the host doing that will come through and flow into the concourse. And so people will hear that. We do that at kind of 9:28. It takes a little bit for that to just sink in and for people then to sort of start moving. But just keeping that process kind of going that sits in front of that and takes a little bit just to sort of settle in so that at 9:30 we're a little bit more likely to have people there and ready for something to happen in that space. For sound people, can you make sure that that host mic is turned up nice and loud? So you're cued in, you're ready, host is on, nice and loud, so it comes across with lots of volume because it's going to have to come over slightly over some conversations and bits and pieces. 9:30 start. We start with either the host getting up or a little video clip to key in, but the 9:30 start is really important. It has a flow on effect both within the service but also the other side of it. We have, if we are late with our service, it means our morning tea cafe time is cut short and that affects the number of people who then go on to electives. So it has a flow on effect for the whole morning. So it's really critical that we start at 9:30. I know 9:30 is a hard start. You're often getting up there, there's a bit of volume happening in the background, there's people still nattering and working their way to their seats. We just have to accept that. Um, I'd rather have people late and present than not there at all. So, as much as we'd love to have everybody there, seated and ready to go at 9:30, we'll keep pushing it, but it's a little bit unrealistic. So, sorry that that is a tough gig, but it's important. Well, we don't just wait 5 minutes and then start. We need to get in and get going, and make that happen. Couple of things just in the sort of service. Just encourage you to keep introducing yourself. Just say, I am Jeremy, your speaker this week, right? So, even if you're a prominent person in our church who's regularly up there, we've got a lot of new people, and in a church our sort of size, and it just helps to just have a little corridor interactive thing with the people. So please remember as much as you can just to say g'day and what you're doing within the service. Encourage you just to observe the times for the service. So just keep an eye on that. I know we don't want to be this little professional kind of every little detail kind of to the second thing, but if two or three people run over with stuff, then it ends up tailing out the other end, and now we do have more time pressure and affects us because of the way that the morning flows. So just be a little bit more observant with times and making sure that you're good with that. As I said before, everybody's giving a little bit. Musicians are paying a bit less. Speakers, yes, we're speaking a little bit shorter. Okay, let's make sure that we work within the time frame. So keep an eye on that on the run sheet, what the time scheduling is for. And particularly looking for things like when kids go out and amplify, just make sure Another thing is making sure people are ready. So if you are on, that you're up and ready to go. There's not this the music ends and then somebody takes 30 seconds to walk up from the back of the church. So encourage hosts. You know the program, you know who's where. Just have a chat to people, make sure they're engaged and know where they need to be at what particular point in time, and encourage that in that space. So I think if those types of things, if we're all sort of aware of it and keep looking out for it, then it is helpful. At the end of our services, at the moment, I'll get the host to explain each of the electives. So we want to spend a little bit of time explaining what happens next, what the electives are, the process kind of with it, just as it embeds in, and different people are coming along, and how that sort of works, and where sort of things are. It's we've had a real buzz about this. There's a lot of positive things. There's some things around the edges that we just want to sharpen up, and some queries and things with it. But the space that's been able to be created by having a shorter first service and then rolling in with electives has really opened up some opportunity in our church. So let's all play our part in what is going on, and things will continue. We'll just keep improving each and every time, and we're looking forward to what that does as flow on in our services. Thank you for everybody who's involved. We really appreciate all that you do. It's really worthwhile, and you're a blessing to our church community with what you do. So be encouraged. Blessings.